All right, let's talk about budgeting. I know, that word can sound kind of scary, but trust me, it's the absolute key to getting some peace of mind with your money. And hey, if you're a beginner, you're in the perfect spot. We're going to walk through this step by step so you can take control of your finances, like starting today. Let's jump in.
So let me ask you a question. Do you ever get to the end of the month, you look at your bank account, and you just think, where did it all go, you know? One minute it's there, and the next, poof, it's like it just vanished into thin air. It's a super common and super frustrating feeling.
Well, the good news is you are definitely not alone in feeling that way. But the even better news? We can actually find that money. Seriously. The trick is to think of a budget less like a strict diet and more like a map. It just shows you where your money is going right now, so you can finally start telling it where you want it to go.
And that leads us right into the first and honestly the most important step, just becoming aware. You can't make a plan for your money if you don't know where it's going in the first place. So this is all about taking a look at your current habits with absolutely zero judgment.
You know, here's a little secret about budgets. It's almost never the big bills, like rent, that totally sink you. It's usually these small, almost invisible money leaks. That coffee you grab on the way to work, that snack from the vending machine, a subscription you completely forgot about. It all adds up so much faster than you think, just quietly draining your account.
So I've got a challenge for you. For just 1 week, that's it, 7 days, I want you to track everything you buy. Grab a little notebook or just use the Notes app on your phone and write down every single purchase, even if it's a 99-cent soda. The crazy thing is, just the act of writing it down makes you more mindful. It can be a total game changer.
Okay, so once you have a little snapshot of your spending, it's time for the real step 1, getting the facts straight. All we need for this are 2 main numbers: exactly what's coming in and what absolutely, positively has to go out each month.
First things first, your income. And listen, this is so important. We are not talking about your total salary. We're talking about your take-home pay. That's the actual dollar amount that hits your bank account after they take out taxes and all that other stuff. That number, right there, is your true starting point. So to make this all crystal clear, we're going to use an example throughout this whole thing. Let's just say your monthly take-home pay is $1,200. That's the number we'll work with.
Okay, next up, you're going to make a list of your fixed expenses. These are the bills that are pretty much the same every single month. You know, the predictable stuff like your rent, your internet bill, maybe a car payment or insurance. Just add up all those non-negotiables.
And now we get to the fun part. Step 2, making a plan. See, we know what's coming in and we know what has to go out. So instead of just looking back at the end of the month and wondering where your money went, we're going to be proactive. We're going to give every single one of your dollars a specific job to do.
This quote right here, this is probably the biggest mindset shift you can make when it comes to budgeting. Most of us, we spend our money, and then we just hope there's something left over to save, and usually there isn't. The real secret is to flip that around. You save first, then you can spend whatever is left without feeling guilty. That's what people mean when they say, pay yourself first.
Now, a fantastic starting point for this is something called the 50-30-20 rule. It's a really simple guideline. Try to put about 50% of your take-home pay towards your needs, 30% towards your wants, and a really important 20% towards savings. And remember, this is just a guideline, not a strict law. You can totally adjust it to fit your life.
Okay, so what's the difference between a need and a want? This is where it gets tricky sometimes. As you can see, needs are the absolute essentials you need to live and work. You know, rent, basic groceries, getting to your job. Wants are pretty much everything else. Eating out, shopping for fun, concert tickets, you get the idea. Being really honest with yourself here is what makes it all work.
All right, on to step 3. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to take all those numbers, your income, your costs, your goals, and actually build your budget.
Let's walk through our example together. So, we start at the top with our $1,200 of income. First thing we do is subtract all our needs, which add up to $780. Then, and this is the most important part, we immediately pull out our savings goal, that $120. See, we paid ourselves first. Now what's left is what we have for our wants, and we can plan to spend that on things like going out or shopping. And look at that, there's even a little $30 buffer left over.
And that's it. That's the whole goal. Every single dollar of that $1,200 has a purpose. It's assigned to rent, to food, to savings, to a little bit of fun. It's all accounted for. That right there is what a successful budget looks like. No more disappearing money. Okay, this brings us to our final step, and honestly, it's the one that people always forget. You have to review and adjust. A budget is not something you carve into a stone tablet and then never look at again. Your life changes, right? So your budget should change with it. It's a living, breathing document.
And please remember this. If you go over budget 1 month or it just feels way too tight, you have not failed. Not even a little bit. All that means is you have new information to work with. The goal here is just to make progress, not to be perfect. You just tweak it a little bit for the next month. It's that simple.
So to really make this stick, try to do a quick check-in every week. It only takes a few minutes. Just look at your spending and ask yourself, did I stay on track? If I didn't, why not? What can I do differently next week? This little weekly review is what keeps you in the driver's seat and turns budgeting into a really powerful habit.
And there you have it, a simple 4-step guide to making your very first budget. You now have the roadmap to understand your spending, make a plan for your money, and adjust it as you go. So the only question left is, what's the very first step you're going to take today?